Carl Jung wrote, "We also live in our dreams, we don't live only during the day. Sometimes we accomplish our greatest feats in dreams. Are dreams the product of random brain activity or a side effect of the mind consolidating its memories? Are they, as Freud suggested, the expression of wishes and repressed desires? Or is there something richer and more meaningful in dreams that escapes the attention of many in the modern age?" Carl believed the latter. And in this video, we are going to explore why dreams are of vital importance for our mental and physical health and how the art of dream interpretation can revitalize our lives. Jung constantly said the following: "It is only in modern times that the dream, this insignificant product, escape from the psyche, has been the object of deep contempt. In ancient times, it was considered a harbinger of destiny, an omen, and comforting, a messenger of the gods. We now see him as the emissary of the subconscious, whose task is to reveal hidden secrets to the conscious mind, and this he does with astonishing completeness." The interpretation of dreams was an integral part of Jung's therapeutic approach. According to his own estimate, he analyzed no less than 70,000 dreams in his seminar on dreams and once stated that dreams are messages sent from the unconscious. To understand the importance of dreams, we must understand how Jung conceived the unconscious psyche. In a lecture given in 1934, Jung wrote that it is as if our consciousness were a ship in the great sea of the unconscious. The destiny of a ship is partially determined by the activity of the sea, and in the same way, the direction of our life is highly influenced by the unconscious. In addition, just as the sea contains resources, treasures, and dangers that are not easily visible from the surface, so too are the potentials for good and evil hidden in the depths of our unconscious. Psychological development is facilitated by bringing unconscious contents to the light of consciousness, since this enriches our conscious personality, increases our knowledge, and promotes psychological integrity. As he wrote in his essay Alchemical Studies, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." More than any other phenomenon, dreams can facilitate this process since they act as a window into the unconscious mind. Or, as Jung explains, the dream is an author of spontaneous representation in symbolic form of the real situation in the unconscious. The dream is specifically the expression of the unconscious. Paying attention to our dreams and, in this way, making the unconscious more conscious brings many benefits. One of them is that dreams contain ideas that, when we are awake, we are unable or reluctant to see. Aeschylus wrote that when we sleep, the soul is completely illuminated with many eyes. With them, we can see everything that we could not see during the day, intuitions or hunches that are not consciously processed, subtle hunches about the true nature of other people, as well as blind spots and self-deceptions that impede our development. These are examples of ideas that our unconscious can reveal in dreams. This ability of dreams to reveal knowledge that otherwise would not be available to the waking consciousness is the reason why, throughout history, in the words of Jung, the dream has been considered an oracle that tells the truth. Or, as Jung explains in more detail, the unconscious is the dark being within that hears what our conscious ears do not hear and sees what our conscious eyes do not perceive. We only realize this unheard hearing, this unseen vision, when the unconscious sends us these forgotten images in dreams. As windows into the unconscious, dreams also provide us with information about the health or illness of our body, because the unconscious is closely related to the body and participates in the regulation of the functioning of the organs. Therefore, it is capable of detecting subtle abnormalities in the body, and it is not uncommon for the unconscious to reveal these abnormalities in dreams long before obvious symptoms appear. Or, as psychoanalyst and guide James Hall explains, it is not at all easy to make organic diagnoses from dream material. Although there are many striking examples of such predictions, dreams can also warn us about the type of future that can manifest if we continue on our wandering paths. Dreams prepare, announce, or warn about certain situations often long before they actually occur. He wrote, "This is not necessarily a miracle or precognition. Most crises or dangerous situations have a long incubation. Only the conscious mind is not aware of it." An example of such a dream is provided by Jung's colleague, an amateur mountaineer, who told him the following dream: he was climbing a mountain, and the higher he went, the better he felt. When he reached the top of the mountain, he wanted to continue climbing, so he rushed from the top into the void. Suddenly, he woke up and intuitively felt that this dream was a warning from the unconscious. He implored his colleague to take extra precautions on future climbs or to avoid them completely, but the man did not listen to the advice. 3 months later, the man went out climbing, and in Jung's words, one day when he was below him, he saw him literally go out into the void. While descending, a rocky wall fell on his friend's head, who was waiting for him below, and they were both shattered much below. Dreams also play an important role in the creative process. We know from the history of philosophy, science, art, and literature that many great creations and discoveries have been inspired by dreams. A dream informed Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev of the correct order of elements based on atomic weight. Augustus Kekule saw the structure of the benzene ring in a dream, while Carl Jung claimed that all of his greatest ideas were conceived in dreams. As he captured in his work memories, dreams, reflections, in the end, the only events in my life that are worth telling are internal experiences, among which I include my dreams and visions. These form the raw material of my scientific work, were the burning magma from which the stone that crystallized. Dreams also have the ability to free us from an overly restrictive worldview and an overly mundane everyday existence. Dreams that do this are sometimes called big dreams. Big dreams are highly significant dreams that are often remembered all the time, some even turning out to be some of the most valuable experiences in life. These are dreams that have religious or spiritual meaning, provide insights into life's eternal questions, and even transform how we see ourselves and the world. In terms of the nature of big dreams, Swiss psychologist Marie-Louise von Franz writes, "From time to time you have a dream that is so far from one's life, so luminous and so strange and mysterious, that it does not seem to belong to the dreamer. It is like a visit from another world, which in truth is the other world. It is simply the underground of the unconscious." In ancient times, and even today among some people, such dreams are considered messages from the gods or ancestral figures. These dreams are called big dreams by Jung, and he reported a particularly shocking big dream which he experienced in 1944, just after suffering a heart attack that almost killed him. He dreamed that he was walking in nature and stumbled upon an ancient chapel. When he entered the chapel, he saw a yogi sitting in the lotus position in deep meditation. And as Jung continued, "When I looked at him more closely, I realized that he had my face. I looked with deep fear, and I woke up with the thought, in general, big dreams are most people's experience no more than a few. The dreams that most frequently populate our hours are called compensatory dreams. The function of such dreams is to compensate for or correct one-sidedness, errors, deviations, or other deficiencies in our conscious attitude. The more our conscious mind is unaware of reality and the more we are avoiding the tasks of life, the more we will be visited by dreams of a compensatory nature." Just as Marie said, when we pay attention to our dreams, a self-regulating tendency in the soul comes into play that counteracts the one-sidedness of consciousness or completes it in such a way that a kind of integrity and an optimal state of consciousness are achieved in life. Some examples will help clarify the nature of compensatory dreams. A man who is not fulfilling his duties as a father will have dreams in which his children hate him to bring him to the awareness that he is avoiding one of the most important tasks in life. A woman who is too identified with her persona or social personality will have dreams in which she commits crimes or engages in immoral behavior so that she sees the shadow or dark side of her unconscious personality that she needs to integrate to develop a more complete character. A man who is approaching middle age but is still dependent on his parents will have dreams that represent him as a helpless child or as if he were being suffocated to death so that he becomes aware of the dangerous situation that his lack of independence is creating. Jung said, "The compensatory function of dreams offers welcome assistance." Compensatory dreams illuminate the patient's situation in a way that can be extremely beneficial to the patient's health. Dreams bring memories, insights, experiences, awaken latent qualities in the personality, and reveal the unconscious element in their relationships. Therefore, it rarely happens that someone who has taken the trouble to work on their dreams decides to enrich themselves without expanding the mental horizon. But if dreams are messages sent from the unconscious, why are they so difficult to decipher? Why does the unconscious not present these messages to us in a way that is easier for our conscious mind to understand? While the conscious mind is capable of rationality and logic, the unconscious is by nature irrational. It does not operate according to the laws of logic and communicates mainly through symbols. Words, just as a plant produces its flower, so it creates its symbols. Every dream is evidence of this process, said Carl Jung in his work The Symbolic Life. The fact that the conscious and unconscious minds communicate in different languages explains why dreams are enigmatic. However, the simple fact that we do not fully understand the meaning of the symbols presented in our dreams does not mean that they do not influence us. In the same way that fairy tales, myths, religious teachings, and rituals transcend rational understanding and have influenced human beings for thousands of years, they can influence the course of our lives, even if we do not fully understand them. Dreams pave the path of life and determine it without you understanding their language. Or, as Jung explained elsewhere, it is often objected that the dream must be ineffective unless the dream is understood. However, this is not so true, as many things can be effective without being understood. But there is no doubt that we can greatly increase their effect by understanding the dream, and this is often necessary because the voice of the unconscious often goes unnoticed. To understand dreams and thus enhance their effects, we should make it a habit to record our dreams as soon as we wake up in the morning, since dream memories fade quickly as we progress through our day. When we encounter a dream that we feel is particularly meaningful, we can engage in what Jung called dream amplification. Amplifying a dream involves reflecting on the dream and weaving ideas, concepts, and associations to it. This could include recalling memories that we believe are related to the dream, allowing our intuition to speculate freely about its meaning, or thinking about whether the dream is related to a task that we are not fulfilling, or if it is compensating for a conscious attitude that does not adequately adapt to the demands of life. When interpreting an important dream, amplification is aided by knowledge of mythology and religion, since big dreams are often composed of recurring symbols and motifs found cross-culturally in religions and myths. We will know that we have found a correct interpretation of the dream when, in the words of Jung, the interpretation clicks. When you feel that it hits absolutely the fact, you know you are on the right track. Or, as Marie von Franz elaborates regarding the amplification method of dreams, Jung did not interpret his dreams immediately, forming a clear idea of what the dreams meant. Instead, he carried them with him internally, lived with them, asked them questions, and would come across something in a book or in an external experience that reminded him of an image from the dream. He would add it to that image so that a web of ideas with constantly increasing richness develop. If we pay more attention to our dreams and spend more time understanding them, we will have an effective antidote to many of the collective illnesses of our time. Because in Jung's analysis, much of what ails modern society, whether endemic levels of mass neurotic illnesses, illusions, a widespread level of cowardice among the population, an extreme susceptibility to propaganda, or sheepish submission to corrupt authority figures, is the result of a dangerous disconnection between the conscious and unconscious minds. The modern human being has lost contact with his instincts, with the basic facts of human nature, and with a common-sense wisdom that is millions of years old. Since it is dreams that help forge a connection with this ancient substrate of our being, the more we pay attention to our dreams, the more we will find the inner strength and intuitive wisdom necessary to thrive in a sick society. Or as Jung explains, dreams are impartial, spontaneous products of the unconscious psyche, outside the control of the will. They are pure nature, they show us the natural and unadorned truth, and therefore, they are capable of restoring us to an attitude that conforms to our basic human nature when our consciousness has strayed too far from its foundations and finds itself at a dead end. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button for more videos and to help us reach more people.